5 simple steps you can do as a gym owner to double the LTV of your clients, the lifetime value of your clients. Yes, double them. In a recent survey that we did with our gym lords who are part of our top program that have been with us typically the longest, we found that on average, before they joined Gym Launch, their average LTV for their clients was 6 months. And so, or the length of time that they were typically with them, and their actual profit that they received off of them, like the true LTV, not total revenue, but true LTV, was closer to like $600. And that is well below what we do here at Gym Launch and what our gym lords have done and what they typically do on average. And the reason for that is they typically don't have a few simple things that we teach gym lords and our clients to do to keep people longer, increase the LTV of their clients, and ultimately make more money and change more lives, which is really cool. So let's talk about this. So the average gym member or gym owner would have their clients stay for, on average, 6 months. Now, when we contrast that to our average gym lord member, they typically stay 12 months on average. And so they double it. Now, how do they do that? Well, it's very simple. And it's broken down into 5 very simple steps that you can follow. And they are the 5 horsemen of retention. So let's go through these 5 right now. Number 1 is tracking attendance. So when we talk about tracking attendance, what we found is in a focus group that we did a while back with our top gyms that had the lowest on average attrition every single month. And when we're talking about that, we're talking sub 3%. On average, these are the 5 things that they all did across the board. Now you can probably understand and realize that there were probably a lot of other things that they were doing as well, but all of those things that we found out weren't replicable across different types of gyms because it wasn't model-based and it wasn't something that was a system or a process. Most of the time it was the culture or the type of gym owner, how dynamic they were, how much time they spent in their gym, things like that. So what we try to do is take away things that everyone can do and put those together. And these are the things that our gyms do to help increase their retention and make sure that they can make more money per client across the board. And so number 1 would be tracking attendance. And what we mean by that is these gyms would religiously track the attendance of their clients across the board, even during the week. And so by Wednesday, if they noticed that someone had not gone to class, what they would do is they would text that person on Thursday or call them on Thursday to check in with them to see what's going on and to encourage them to come back to class. That kept them top of mind for people, for their members, and made sure that they would always show up. So that was number 1. Number 2 is they were texting their clients 2 to 3 times a week, just checking in and having conversations with them. It doesn't have to be overbearing, doesn't have to be anything crazy, but they were reaching out to them to stay top of mind. Just simple things like maybe after a workout, someone PR, just shooting them a text and be like, man, that was fantastic, phenomenal job, or shooting them a text of a video that you got of them, things like that. So texting them 2 to 3 times a week, tracking attendance. Number 3 was member events. So holding member events where you can highlight members, things like Christmas parties, Halloween parties, potlucks, cookouts, things where the community can come together and be one. That is a real big piece. People want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and this is another massive aspect of it. I was just talking to a former member of my gym that I had, and we were talking about the experience that he had, and he said he has yet to replicate that experience in other gyms because he said there was just something special about the community that you had built, and I cannot find that again. And I sold my gym back in March of 2019, but he was a member with us for about 2 years, and he came to us 2 years, never left, even stayed after I sold it. But he said as soon as you sold it, he said it just kind of changed. The culture wasn't the same, the attention to detail wasn't the same, the community wasn't the same, and he said that what you had built and what you had consistently preached to your trainers wasn't continued to the degree that you had it. And he said it was totally different, but what he loved and what he missed was that being a part of something bigger, the community aspect. And so member events, things like that play a big part in that. The next piece would be handwritten cards. Now you might be thinking handwritten cards, really, but if you think about it, if you got a handwritten card from someone, you're going to read it, you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to love it. And so when you think about this from this aspect, what you should do, or what most successful gyms will do is write handwritten cards to their clients on a monthly basis. Now you could do this quarterly, but we suggest monthly, and we have our gyms do this monthly, where their trainers will sit down and block off about an hour a week, and they'll split all of the members up and they'll write them handwritten cards. They'll just give them a shout out. They'll just say, we really appreciate you. Fantastic job this past month. It was amazing your PR, or it was amazing how you lost 5 pounds, or whatever it might be, Susie. Like, that's what you write down. Could put a really cool quote. So that's number 4, handwritten cards. And the last piece is very, very important. I'm surprised more gyms don't do this. We didn't do this at first at my gym, so I understand why most gyms don't. It can be kind of uncomfortable. It can be kind of hard, but doing exit interviews. This is so important for a business. And if you think about it, most businesses try to do this. Very few are very successful at it. But if you can nail this down and crush this, you will save so many people, because exit interviews are a massive opportunity for you to get someone before they actually leave for good. And I can't tell you how many clients that we saved at my gym just by simply sitting down with them and asking them, how can we better serve you and where did we fail? And asking them for the opportunity to spend the next 30 days to make it right. That's it. Just ask them, cool, totally understand you're leaving. I'm not gonna try to save you. I just would like to understand, where did we fail you? And would you be open to giving us 30 days of your time, your hard-earned, like your sweat and everything else, for free if we can make it up to you? And if we can make it up to you, if we can make it better, would you be interested and be willing to have a conversation about staying at the end of the 30 days? If we can do that. And then making sure that you over-deliver and make the next 30 days absolutely exceptional for them. Never missing a beat, making sure that you're hitting all the points that they need, all the pain points, over-delivering so that when you do have that conversation again, you can keep them. I guarantee you that you can save way more people than you think by doing this. So this is a 5-step process to double your LTV and to reach the type of attrition rates that our gyms typically average. So if you're wondering, in that survey, we found that on average, the gyms that joined us cut their attrition rate in half, meaning they doubled the LTV of their clients, which is why when you look at it, you can see that the average gym member before was here 6 months, and then after this, they were here. Right? And so I don't even know what that mark means, but this is what we're looking at, and this is how you do it, just by implementing the 5 horsemen of retention. So if you implement those, you'll notice immediately that you're gonna start to see a change in the way that people see your business and how you can keep them. One warning with this, and this is something that we found. When you immediately implement this, you're gonna see a spike in attrition. Here's why. Because when you start texting people, tracking attendance, and reaching out to people, doing all this stuff, there's gonna be people that don't come to your gym regularly, but they're spending money, and you're gonna be shaking the tree a little bit. So they're gonna be like, oh shoot, I'm not going, I'm not using that service. That's okay. We on average see a spike in attrition in the first month, and then it immediately starts to decline every single month after that. And you're going to long-term set yourself up for success, and you will win in the end by following this. So utilize this system. And if you want more, go ahead, comment below, hit the subscribe button. Would love to have you subscribe. We have more information about this as well. And there's a free Facebook group for gym owners. If you look at the description, you can see the link for it underneath. Would love to have you in there. We have way more content, client interviews, all that stuff that you guys can take a look at, consume, and implement inside your business. I'll see you on the next video.